Well, hello everyone, welcome to the allotment tour on the 25th of January, year 2, and it's Burns night, so if anyone's celebrating that tonight, I'll raise a glass to you. So we're going to kick off with the rhubarb bed as usual. There's a few things that have changed in the whole plot since the last tour. So I've stuck a bucket on one of the crowns of rhubarb. So I'm going to be taking that off because I've got a new bucket to go on top, because that was just one of the potato buckets. It wasn't very deep and the rhubarb's starting to push that up. So I will reveal that at the end. I'm a bit sniffy because I've just been working for the last couple of hours, so although it's 10 degrees today, so it's not that bad. So the strawberry patch is coming along. There's actually some garlic in there as well. And this is the broad bean bed, and you can see some of the fails on this on the further side here, and that's because if I just gently zoom or move up to this, we've got a shed there, and that's in the way of the south sun, which is quite low at this time of year. So we've learned a lesson there. Won't be doing over winter stuff in this bed next year. And coming round, and the blackcurrants and gooseberries are just getting themselves familiar with the soil. And I still haven't taken out all the carrots and all the parsnips, but the last ones from about a week or so ago were perfectly edible. And we've got some green manure and spinach, and there's spinach over there as well. And really, when I just look across here, predominantly green manures in various states, and they're a good indication of how good each of the beds are. And it'll be interesting to see how they go this year in terms of productiveness. Some beds have grown the green manure better than others. So we're coming up to the... I didn't mention this last time actually. I think it was... I'd had planted it at the end of December. That's the peach. And we were going to train it over this south-facing side of the compost bins. And hopefully that will be sunny enough for it. This pathway doesn't get a lot of traffic, so it should be perfectly safe. So Pimp My Shed has sort of started. We've put on some greenish paint. It's a bit light really, and we're going to have to get a new shed door, and in fact all the wood will have to be taken off and put some cladding on there, reclad it. And there's been some improvement going on in the area in front of the bank. So I've painted all the feather boarding, finished that off. I just put on the top of most of the feather boarding pallets as they are, retaining bed, and barked in front. And of course the red love apple tree is in since last time. Popped in a rose arch, but that won't have roses on it. We're going to be putting on butternut squash, just going over the top. See how that goes for first year. Sandy soil, so roses probably wouldn't do too well here. So maybe put in a clematis or something as well, just mix it up a little bit. And I'm going to be working on the terracing behind the water butts here, and then having a pathway up. Not that much is going to be going on here, because I've been working on putting in the pond, and the pond phase 1 or plan 1 was a bit of a disaster. I have a hatred of VPL, and in my terms that's visible pond liner, and I put on a round sort of barrier of pebbles siliconed in with the sort of aqua safe silicant, and I was hoping to be able to cover the pond liner around the edge and use the pebbles as a barrier, but unfortunately as soon as I put the gravel on, it just went cascading over the top of the pebbles, and as soon as I started digging down to try and make the edge more shallow, the Ruckley plastic liner just dislodged some of the pebbles, so that's not going to work. So I'm just sorting out the second plan, which I will reveal in another video. Wallflowers are doing alright. Popped in a couple of borage there that I'd saved from last year. Pluot still looking like a stick. I've painted both of the strawberry frames. So I was going to just show you briefly. The idea is that we sit here, look through the rose arch, and watch our ornamental fruit garden at the back as it progresses. So here we have the strawberry patch with some field beans in there. I went and weeded that. Now this was the former hugel culture bed we had plans for, and this is just going to be fallow for this year. And we're going to do that. We're going to have one fallow 8x4 bed each year out of the 10 that we have. So here's more cover crops, but in amongst them we've got some garlic, if you can make that out. And the pak choy is long gone, but it's just acting as cover now. And I've still got that monster turnip, which obviously we're not going to be eating, but it's just sitting there as a root in the ground. So I put down some purple shale on the pathway here, and it's going to match up with some purple lavender. I'm going to have 8 on either side. And the Nautia has actually been flowering. I think there is actually still some signs of it. We've got some flowers there. It's been that mild. Potato pots are all ready to go. We haven't started chitting our potatoes yet, but they haven't even arrived. Right, here we go. So this has been blanching under this bucket for the last 3 weeks, and according to Thompson and Morgan, you can blanch it for up to 8. So if I can just take this off. Oh, right. Not as much as I thought. It was obviously lifting this bucket up from the sides rather than pushing up from the top. So after 8 weeks I will see what's happening there. So I'll put that big bucket on top. I'll just swing round here. I have painted the Tabery frame as well. And there we are. So I hope you enjoyed the tour, and look forward to next month and a progressing good year. Have a good one yourselves. Bye for now.